Hey everyone, Dan Julian here, nurse practitioner for Dan Aesthetics Medical. And today I have the honor of introducing Shino Bay to our Instagram Live. He is world-renowned, multi-award-winning cosmetic dermatologist. He's located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He has over 18 years experience under his belt. He's a top requested speaker in the field of non-invasive cosmetic procedures. And he's also known as one of the most, if not the most influential injector when it comes down to offering Sculptra. And basically he came in recently and he's just published this new study, this paper documenting blending Radiesse with NCTF Boost. So let's bring him on. I think you guys are going to really like this. For those of you who are not aware of Dr. Shino Bay, world-renowned cosmetic. I think you're probably like, if there's a celebrity in this field, you're probably the celebrity, which is very, very cool that we have that opportunity to kind of say that, this is something that you bring to the table. But the reason of your celebrity is because of what you've done for injectables and non-surgical cosmetic injections for the last 18 plus years, right? For me, it's an honor. Thank you so much to be here. First of all, I do lots of Instagram lives with a lot of different people, but honestly, this is one that really touched my heart that you accepted this chat here today.
Thank you. I thought I was a celebrity because I love to celebrate life.
Yes, you do. So if anyone's ever not witnessed Shino Bay doing any of his demonstrations or talks, he comes out and he's got a great dance. He really energizes the audience and it's all positivity. And it's done in such a way where you can tell it's not a showpiece. It's really actually generally you. This is generally your aura that you bring. And I think that's why, attract a lot of positive attention. That's why the first thing I said whenever I came on, I'm just spreading the positivity, man, because that's what you're all about.
Well, I do that actually, there's always a reasoning behind the things I do. I always, I never work without intentions, and always a good intention, and I try to do everything from a place of love. But that's a lecture, a couple of them that I do talk about the psychosocial aspect of aging, and it shows that all telomeres are social, and I can stress you to death and age you, or I can make you happy. And we know that movement, all kind of movement, whether it's exercise, yoga, running, all kind of movement really is being studied and shows that has beneficial effects in the physiology of the human body. But that joy, you cannot be feeling bad and depressed and anxious if you feel joy. So imagine you combine movement with joy, which is dance, and make people laugh. And that's what I do just to prove a point. I get criticized by some colleagues that they don't know what I do until you are in the audience and then you feel that energy and then perhaps you understand where I'm coming from. So it's movement with joy is the actual fun of youth.
I completely agree. I'm kind of getting known just based on my YouTube channel, and my segue or my ending or my pitch is always take care of yourself, exercise daily, and be nice to absolutely everyone. And then after that, when I started doing my Instagrams, at first I was like, do I start dancing? Because that exactly like you said, right? People kind of criticize physicians, nurse practitioners, professionals shouldn't be dancing. But if that's generally who you are and it's a part of who you are and you're not trying to fake something, then it comes across as genuine and it's all positive. So it ends up working for me as well. So yeah, man, I love it.
Yeah, well, keep doing it. We need more people like you.
Okay, so today we are talking about your recent publication, man. This was very cool. I actually didn't know that you're the one behind this publication because I go to MCAS, I go to MWC, I go to these places, and then you end up hearing from the back skirts of people saying, hey, by the way, Radiesse, you can blend that with NCTF Boost. And I was like, really? They're like, yeah, there are clients who are, maybe micronutrient deficient, maybe they have anorexia, or maybe they're just missing something. And let's be honest, when was the last time any of us ever tested our nutrient levels? Most of us don't test our vitamin levels, so we really don't know. And sometimes whenever we do these biostimulators, such as Sculptra or Radiesse or anything else, sometimes you're not really quite getting the results on certain clients and you're like, I wonder what that is. There's about 75% get great, you get maybe 15-20% are like not so great, another 10 are amazing results, right? You always kind of get these outliers. But what is it about these clients? And your recent publication, which just came out September 2023, congratulations. It was a very, very cool study, and basically you took a small population there, 14 people, and basically what you did is you didn't use a lot of product, which is really cool. You used your one syringe of your Radiesse, which is 1.5 mils, and you blended it with NCTF Boost. And for people who are not aware of what NCTF Boost is, it's non-cross-linked hyaluronic acid, which has vitamins, coenzymes, antioxidants, and multiple micronutrients in there. And basically, you're kind of infusing this biostimulator with potential nutrients that can maybe give it a boost. And considering that Radiesse is a gel that's aqueous in suspension and it's basically has microspheres and it does well to absorb not only water but hyaluronic acid, it makes sense. And the results were pretty remarkable. I'd love to hear more about it.
Let me, I don't want to take the whole credit because this discovery was a collaboration between friends and it have a timeline. So it started in Colombia, IMWC, with my previous resident, Viviana Perico. She is actually now an attendant and she was demonstrating how she blended NCTF with Radiesse and the quality of the skin improved and it looked amazing. But I talked to her and I thought that the blending things are good, but also the vectors are important. And maybe we should work on get this public because, I'm all about bioregenerative aesthetic medicine and the need to further the industry to the future. We cannot be stuck with HA forever, right? So I saw that happening and then we tried to get that. The problem is that she's overcoming and trying to get a paper like that. English is her second language, although she's a good writer too. I thought the idea that maybe what I'll do is I need to get my key opinion leaders that are well-known, friend of mine, and show them what we found because we did my 3 points technique with the blend that she discovered. And what we discovered was beyond what we expected. We expected to get the results I got with regular Radiesse with saline or PRP, or maybe a little bit more with overabundance of collagen or elastic fiber. We never thought that we were going to get what we got. We got volume, we got skin retraction, we get the look of maybe 6 to 10 syringes of an HA with 1.5 cc of Radiesse. That was like, whoa, we didn't expect this. We didn't expect to get these results. So we wanted to share with the world. We knew that we needed to do it in a way that was quiet because the way I feel like pharma industry works and the way everything works in this world is, things can be rejected easily if it's not to the convenience of others, if you get my drift. Yeah. So we did it really quietly. I asked my friends some names to do it, but I actually didn't realize what I was asking of them. I actually said, hey, look what we got. We mixed this. We did my 3-point technique and we got all of these amazing things, surprisingly, and I never heard from them. And then I kept writing to them and I never heard from them. Like, almost rude that they won't respond to my emails. And then hindsight, I realized that, oh my God, I just asked my friends to write this paper with me and kids could buy all the master classes, all the podium, everything that worked so hard for the sake for me to show these results. So I came to my friend Elena and she's a scientist and dermatologist in Greece and she graciously accepted the challenge. We got 0 for those people that I heard some comments that our paper was received money to do it. Which Elena did everything with her own money, her own research, because I couldn't do it in the United States. Viviana couldn't do it alone. And she needed a big name to get the paper published. And we didn't think we were going to publish. My friend Alec from Merckx, I don't know, he's a great scientist. He really encouraged me to do that. And he really helped with making sure the research was done right. The paper was read well because Elena did an amazing research. But hey, Viviana, Elena, myself, English is our second language. So we want to make sure that it was up to par. So Ali McCarthy helped us like that. So it was a collaboration from beginning to end of 3-4 doctors putting their strength and their vision together so we can share this. And we got it published with 0 revisions. I never had anything that I published that wasn't revised before. Nice. And we made the cover, which when you made the cover, it means that it is of importance for the aesthetic community. And it went through. And that's the story about the BioNutri blend, which is the name that my friend Viviana came up with. We also call it skin priming. And you just said it all. You're asking too much for you. You're asking too much to your old fibroblasts to do amazing things for you when you are older. You could be eating well, but your gut is old. You're not assimilating nutrition or nutritional factors well like you used to. And then the extracellular matrix looks like crap, doesn't have enough hyaluronic acid, it doesn't have enough cofactor peptides. So what do? Why don't we give everything these cells need right there in vivo, right at that moment? And guess what? They thrive. They do amazing things for us if we give the proper nutrition. So this is the beginning of functional aesthetic medicine to be accepted in the aesthetic industry, not just bioregenerative, not just biostimulators, but functional aesthetic medicine. Nutrition is important. Food is medicine.
You just said kind of three big things that blew everyone's mind there. You merged two companies together, which usually never happens, particularly in aesthetics medicine. It seems like you have an unbiased article, and at the same time, this is true evidence-based, right? This is pretty remarkable stuff. And, often enough, we end up finding out whenever we go to these aesthetic congresses that there's very limited true evidence base out there. And it's the first step of showing the rest of the world, hey, let's open up our doors. This is still medicine. And at the same time, let's be honest, we're trying to help this wave, this next generation. And I love the study. I thought it was very, very forward moving. For me, in Canada, we can kind of get away with a couple things with regards to blending. We do use NCTF Boost here. We've been using it for a long time, but usually we do it kind of like microneedling. Definitely there are people who are doing it maybe underneath for tear trough regeneration or something like that. But it's a sterile technique and it's HA. So if you have a sterile product and it's HA and you're blending it with Radiesse, I was happy to try and do that. And honestly, I've been getting pretty great results. The one thing with Radiesse compared to Sculptra definitely gives sometimes this radiance of the skin. And I really wasn't getting that with Radiesse. And then I started introducing this. I was like, okay, we got some glow. And even though it could have been a subjective more than objective, but I definitely felt like I was noticing something as a bonus. So, which was really cool. Now, there was a couple questions coming in. People want to know, what was the 3-point technique? I thought that was really interesting. You used a 25 gauge cannula.
It's 3 points because the blend is important, right? We need that blend, but also you need to create vectors to lift the face to create a tissue contraction. So the first point, you ask the patient to smile, is right in front of the zygomatic ligament. The second point, you follow the nasolabial fold at the level of the oral commissure, and you go to the nasolabial fold, and you go in this area too, towards the menton. And the third point is 1.5 centimeter in front of the gonial angle, but at the level of the jawline. And every time you go retrograde, you put 0.1 cc. Only 0.1, even nasolabial 4.1. And when you look at our photos, it is incredible. And it's so nice you said it, like for the first time, two companies that should compete with each other. The scientists are actually, they just post Ferry Ophanian from FieldMed. She did her own independent study and she published in a basis paper because one of the criticism from some of my colleagues is like, well, you didn't do enough scientific study because the only thing that we were able to measure was the thickness of the dermis. At 3 weeks, we get 46% increase in thickness. At 6 weeks, 65%. Why we couldn't do that? Because we needed to get the paper out as fast as we could. And again, we are clinicians. I am a clinician. The same way I said, if you put Sculptra on the bone disintegration will happen slowly. So in my practice, Radiesse and Sculptra do not compete with each other. They actually synergistically potentiate each other's results and they don't compete. And this is something that I love being in the United States, that I can be agnostic, that I can speak for every company. And people believe me when I speak because I'm not getting paid to say what I say. I'm only speak of the things that I use from the company and what I can do with this hand. And if I see something amazing, I will report it and I will let people know. But yes, you can come to me and tell me, well, you didn't do enough studies. Well, I'm not a scientist and I don't have the resources to do it all the time. But these companies do. And I say, instead of spending more money and more share, why don't you answer these questions that I've been asking since 2009 about Sculptra and preserving the bone? Or why don't you guys do your own studies with Radiesse NCTF and show everybody that what we're talking about is not hocus pocus, because the proof is in the pudding. But clinically, our pictures or patients are beyond themselves. And we've been very cost effective because I tell everybody and every company, hey, I work for my patients. I really don't work for pharma. and my patients come first, and I'm gonna do what is best for my patient. So I feel like this was a big step in the aesthetic industry, where two companies that are supposed to actually compete, the scientists from each company, they're actually friendly and they're doing their good work and due diligence to give everybody else that's skeptical all the scientific gene expression data, everything that you need. I can only report what we saw with our study.
The other thing too that I want to just highlight was you really didn't use a lot of product. You took one syringe of Radiesse, which is 1.5 mils plus 1.5 mils. You didn't use the full 3 mils of the NCTF Boost. You just took the 1.5. So you did a 1-to-1 and you just divided it for the full face, which is 1.5 for all of this and 1.5 for all this. And you had that significant amount of response to not only dermal thickness, but you also had subcutaneous improvement and thickness as well.
We got volume, we got skin retraction, we got like everything. Oh, we also got improvement. We saw in the red channel, brown channel, with mild hyperpigmentation and telangiectatic rosacea. So and the quality of the skin improves. So there's more work. There's going to be more publications since our blend. A lot of our colleagues are blending Radiesse with liquid fat. That's something coming. I'm authoring that with Alessandro Genai, and amazing. He's been doing that work for a long time. There's another publication that somebody else blended Sculptra with NCTF. My friend Gadadari in Dubai, he blends it with neurotoxins, getting great results. So, I mean, this is amazing because it's going to allow us to understand the aging process better and get those answers that we all want. But again, I go back to functional aesthetic medicine. Nutrition is important for all we do.
Terrific. People are asking also what's the name of the paper. I will post the paper in my link later on. It's not a free article, so you have to pay for it, but it only cost me like $24. It's definitely worth it. Support the Journal of Medicine. And if you're getting into this stuff and you want to learn more, we can only give you so much information. You got to dive deep into these things, and that's how you really become an expert in your craft. So I highly recommend checking out that article. Shino Bay, it was lovely meeting you, man. I appreciate it. If you're doing another paper towards this, and if you need some help, you want someone from Canada to maybe help, let me know. I'm more than happy to do so.
Thank you. We'll do so. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Ciao. See ya.